Let's make some DIY waterfall cards this time for the YouTube collab loop group video. The theme this time is hope. And do you see how fun this is? And if you would like to find out how I do it, keep it right here. What's up everyone, this is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. As you probably know, this is my creative journal, and let me just make sure I'm totally in frame. And this is the last setup I have in here, and this was the party theme. I went for a spring tea party. So that is what you have. The setup is already on my channel, and I do have a full playlist of all the themes in the YouTube collab loop group videos that I have done. And please make sure you stay tuned so that I can tell you a bit about the YouTube collab loop group. And I have a few sticker books, in fact, from a few sticker shops, including this one from the Happy Planner, which I do not end up using. And some old, some new, and a mix of a few things that I would love to bring in. And the theme this time is hope. So I brought in a few things that purely represent hope to me. And I have my tools, my gyro cut and the cutting mat. And I will have the chapters in the description so that you do not have to worry about keeping track of how to navigate into each section. And I do have my distress oxides, which, if you know me, I love to bring in whenever I can. And I do have some colors that I like, especially for the look I'm going for. And let's get started. And I also have my paper trimmer, the Fiskars one. If you would like to see more of such creative ideas and inspiration, and if you would like to see more from me, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to my channel and turning on the bell notification so that you can be sure you do not miss out on any of the videos coming. I have at least 3-4 videos coming out every week. So that's a great place for tons of inspiration. So with that being said, let's get started. And some cardstock, and you will see why. I have the sticker paper for the white portion of the waterfall cards. So now let's get cutting. And as I mentioned, I will have all the timestamps. I have all the measurements for the cards I'm cutting. So we have all the square cards, and I'm using the sticker paper for a slightly thinner finished product. So I have all the cards already. And now let's move to the next step. And now we need a bigger paper. And I wish you could answer me, because I was just trying to see what would look better. So I just went with this cardstock, and this is a 12 by 12 cardstock. And now we have that long strip, and zooming in a bit so that you can see what I'm doing. And now I will have all the space for all the cards that we need to stick to this. And now it is all straightforward. It is a bit time consuming, but I'm glad I gave myself that push to try something new, because that's what creativity is, right? You need to really get your creative juices flowing, like a lot of people say, and you glue it down just at the top part. I tried the two-way glue gun, but I guess the cardstock was a bit too thick. And so I had to go back to my tried and tested Tombow Dots adhesive. All of the products I'm using, including the bone folder and the paper trimmer, the purple one that you see from Journal Say, are all in the description. And now I have perfect creases for the cards, and I did go ahead and do the two-way glue pen, but it was just coming off and it needed a stronger glue, given the fact that all of these were on the thicker side, I mean the cardstocks. And I should have gone for a lighter shade, but I wanted it to actually pop against the main spread that we will be doing for the creative journal. So this is a fun interactive element. Let me know in the comments if you have done something like this. And that is pretty much the whole. I'm just repositioning it, and some of the spots needed some more glue. So now for the finishing touches, and I need a tab where I can add the pull label, and I'm using these trackers or bullet points kind of ones from Happy Planner, that DIY booklet. And now we have the last touch, the slider that will appear now after we put that strip down. And as you can see, I'm just making sure I have the position correct before I make the crease a bit crisp and glue it down, including that back flap so that that can stick to the, yeah, you see how it easily moves. And that's our first interactive side all done. And next we will have some more of the Dutch doors, and now just finishing off that part so that we can get working on the journal. So now we are going to position the interactive element, and I need to mark it out so that I can get my paper trimmer to cut the page off. You see how useful this tabletop petite paper trimmer is, and that's from Journal C, and my code Priya earns you 8% off at Journal C. And this journal is a square journal from Archer and Olive, and the stickers you see me use are mostly from Planything, Live Love Posh, and I think that's about it. And I'm using one of my older washi tapes to kind of stick it down like so. You will see why, because I'm getting started with my distress oxides. And once I get started, I can tell you a bit more about the YouTube collab loop group video. And these are all the inks I'm using, and I'm using some of my brush heads applicators, and I will have all the names and products linked, and I have my scrap piece of paper to go under there. So Lisa Marie, she's creatively Lisa Marie on all social media platforms. She is a lady behind all the YouTube collab loop groups that you see, and it's pretty straightforward. It is a whole bunch of growing YouTubers like myself who come together, and Lisa Marie gives us all a theme, and we just have a spread, or it need not even be a spread. You can do anything related to the theme, and it's interesting to see how everybody interprets the same theme very, very differently. So it's a great venue to discover new growing YouTubers, and it's an amazing thing that she does. And if you are keen on joining, please reach out to her. I will have all the details given below. And it's very simple, the process. If you start with my video or anybody else on the loop, please continue on. The next person will be tagged, and you just continue on with the loop until you get back to the person you started with. And it's as simple as that. So please leave us all a word of encouragement. Subscribe to all our channels. It is truly an amazing community, and it's a great creative outlet for a lot of us. And you do have such a wide variety every time. And I've been part of the loop groups for over a year now, and I'm so glad, because Lisa Marie gives us all such interesting themes, and it really forces me to think outside the box. And I do love to bring in distress oxides whenever I can. I have a full tutorial on how you can get started, the do's, the don'ts, including what you need to be careful of, because especially as you have the risk of getting the ink smeared all over the space. And as you saw, Yeah, just keep a baby wipe handy and clean your hands because all these inks are water reactive. And that is some of the inks I would love to bring in for the sky. And yeah, you see me use that. So just drying my hand, that scrap piece of paper is always a good idea. Do you see why I put on that washi tape? Because every time you take it out, you have that crisp line. Did you see that crisp line, which is perfect for the horizon? And hope is the theme this time, and nothing represents hope than a fresh sunrise. Every morning it happens, I know that, but there is nothing more meaningful than a sunrise when you are talking about hope. So now I need a sun, right? So I could have gone for a sticker, but then I went the scrapbook route again. So I have the sun, which I will be bringing in here, and I also have a quote, and I also need to spell out hope. And I'm just going to trim that a bit, and down goes our sun. Yes, just at the horizon. And I will also come and add some lines. I use some mile liners, just testing out some of the inks. And yeah, I went for a chisel tip here. And I will also, I try to keep it as close to the yellow as the bright yellow as possible. And I'm coming in with my Muji size 10, and it did give that pop that it needed. And please find all the sticker books I'm using down in the description, all the names. And some of the latest ones from Live Love Posh are also still available. And if you're lucky, some of the sticker books are part of the mystery boxes that are still available. As of the time of editing, it is still available. So you might want to check out Live Love Posh. And the Planny thing has their 5-year anniversary coming up. So there is a Planny thing memory sticker book, which is very aptly done, I must say, because there are quite a few of the favorites from her 5 years in the business. And I'm bringing in some sea life because, of course, hope the underwater, if you've ever dived or if you've done snorkeling, you know how bright and colorful the underwater world is, and I really have to bring in some of those. And I'm trying to also reach for some of these tropical elements, because the beach, I don't know, it always looks like summer. And just making sure it is still intact there. Just use that waterfall tab one more time, and I will be gluing it down once I have all the other elements in place. And I'm using some of the palm leaves to kind of decorate around the edge. And these are some of my absolute favorite elements. And I will be coming and decorating the waterfall cards now, because it's meant to represent a few things that I think represent hope. And I'm going with this palm tree, which I don't think the colors clash. So I went for the other side of the page, and you do have such small islands popping up even in the horizon, right? So I'm going to be representing that, and let's put in the hope now. And please make sure you check out the next person's video in the description, and you just continue on with the loop. It's as simple as that until you get back to me or whoever you started with. So that is the next step now, the waterfall tabs, and the other space will be for writing. And I will be using, clearly, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is my creative journal. And this is a square journal from Archer and Olive, and there is always a lot of selection when it comes to Archer and Olive products. And This is nice 160 GSM paper, so you do not have to worry about ghosting or bleeding or anything of that sort. So I just love that I can do whatever I want in these pages. And my code Priya10 earns you 10% off at Arch and Olive also. And these are the vintage parrot stickers from Wrong Wrong. These are PET stickers, in fact. And I have the Wrong Wrong affiliate link in the description. And you do have a 15% off if you are new to Wrong Wrong. And I'm bringing in some of the tropical elements because it represents friendship. And of course, I have to bring in my favorite winter because hope and that fresh blanket of snow is definitely it signifies hope. And sorry if I still sound froggy because I'm still recovering from my cold. And I really love a good fresh spring morning. So that's what this represents. And I'm also trying to see what other things I can bring in. And it has to fit in those white spaces also. And as I mentioned, the white one is the sticker paper, and that is always linked below. And since I use a lot of the printable stickers, I always have the sticker papers linked, the clear matte, white matte, and the removable matte. And you see how you can use some of the stickers in multiple spaces. And this is kind of where multiple sticker books come into play. And that didn't cut right, but it's okay, we can make do with what we have. And butterflies are definitely representative of hope, if you ask me. Let me know in the comments what truly speaks for hope according to you. I think that's pretty much a wrap. And please come follow me on Instagram. I do share more sneaks and more spreads, even if they don't quite get YouTube videos. And it has tons of inspiration. It's a great creative community. Please check out the next person's video in the Loop group. And please give all of us a word of encouragement. And subscribe to all our channels if you don't mind supporting growing YouTubers. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.